Okay, I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of September 16th.
Second.
Third. Go right to official reports.
I got nothing.
You got nothing? Let's see. Well, the planning board met, nothing much happened there. We decided to keep the budget the same as it was last year. The fire department met last night. And, you know, basically the talk is at the upcoming budget meeting, which is Monday, and they have an increased budget, so they're hoping that they can be persuasive enough to plead their cause. And the ambulance meets tomorrow night, so I have nothing else to report.
We're go start at the dump. Now have a deal with Bill Patrick's in New Hampton. $200 a month. They'll come and get the dump, metal dumpster unlimited amount of times.
So that means we don't have to take it there at our expense.
Yeah, right.
So that's a good deal for the town.
So $200 a month, and our last bill was $400. So one trip paid for the whole month, and everything else is profit. And if we call them every day, and you come every day, it's still $200 a month. We're just trying to find someone now to do trash. In the process of that. You know, we'll be getting a notice in the mail. Property evals are been finalized. You'll be getting a notice on how much your property has gone up. Grab a trash can if you're not gonna like it.
Yeah, we know, most people know what it is.
Yeah, cause ours went up 168,000.
Yeah. Yeah, mine nearly doubled.
And just to let everyone know, we're still in a statewide fire ban. No fires outside, period, end. This past weekend, the fire department Saturday, went out 4 times for people burning fire pits and trash stuff. So it is, I believe, a $2,000 fine if you're caught burning right now. And if Lebanon, something does happen and Lebanon has to bring out the helicopter, that's gonna be an even bigger bill you do not want to pay for.
And apparently if you burn down your neighbor's forest, you're gonna be responsible for the timber.
Yeah, you're responsible for everything that they lost, woods, their house, everything. And it can be up to $20,000 per tree.
Whoa. We have expensive trees around here.
Yeah.
I think it's the best for Grafton. That's because Grafton don't have any more.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yes.
So watch what you say.
Our budget thing is this coming Monday. It's coming Monday,
Yeah, the 13th,
the 13th,
the budget workshop,
Yeah.
8 to 4:30, or 8 to 4.
8 to sometime. Hopefully not too much later than that. Well, now we'll move right into the road agent report.
Yeah, I will elaborate some more on why we're looking at the cost of subbing out for the dump from now. The roll-off needs help. We have a front main seal, rear main seal, and oil pans rotted out, so we just have oil leaks coming from the front of the motor, the back of the motor, and under the motor. And sure, we have a mechanic, he's fantastic, and he can do the jobs, but the amount of time it's going to take to do those jobs is absolutely massive. You're talking, 50, 60 hours of work on it, and we just don't have the facilities to do it. I know that we've started looking at pricing. The dump and I talk a lot about this, and we do have one guy possibly that'll haul a load a week for $400, which I think is a really good deal because the highway department spends a lot of our budget and our time hauling for that dump, and without reimbursement. So I'm very. It's good to be able to work, together with them, but I think there's a lot of unaccounted money there that would probably prove that spending $400 a week for someone to haul one of the cans is going to be very worth it in the end. We're a pretty small town, so we can pretty well figure it out at one load a week. Do the quick math, it's like 20 grand a year. So I think that would be a good choice. So that's essentially up to you guys and Nick. The other good things, the grader is heading to Milton Cat November 1st.
It's earlier than expected, isn't it?
It is earlier, and they say they'll have it done in 3 weeks. I'm not holding my breath on that one. So, that's good. They're actually gonna send up a truck to come get it, and then they'll call me when it's done. So they said they'll go completely through it, because there's a couple other issues that have come up, why people are asking questions. I haven't graded height of land. I can't get the grader up the hills. It doesn't have all-wheel drive anymore. I don't know why, but Cat's gonna figure that out. So we're pretty much just raking as heavy as we possibly can, height of land, trying to keep it just as smooth as we can for the year, and then we'll get the grader back, and next year's a new year. At least we'll have a full grader ready to go, which is fantastic. We got a couple eager young guys that really want to learn how to do it, so we're working very well with Danbury right now. We're going back and forth quite a bit on training and helping. They're helping us haul winter sand. We've actually sent our mechanic down there to help them diagnose some stuff, so we're great communication, good department to work with, Alan's a nice guy.
I was on Height of Land Road today, and I thought it was in decent shape, especially coming from Enfield and Canyon Potato Road was horrible.
Yeah.
So it was actually nice to get on the Grafton Road.
So I'm not gonna be biased, but usually when I drive around, I'm like, wow, these roads are rough, and then I get tires, and I'm like, oh, these aren't that bad. So, there's some work, we gotta go out, Kinsman, I've been waiting for them to stop there, whatever they're doing with the electric lines. They have that excavator out there going buck wild on a lot of the smaller trees and cleaning up the road, so we're gonna get up there and we're gonna do some pothole filling, and we gotta go out. Hardy Hill has some decent holes, Grafton Pond, they're not bad, but I wanna catch them. I want to get the road nice and smooth before it freezes. And then once we start doing gravel, we're going to go up Tewksbury Pond. I just kind of have a time frame of how we're going to do it. The other good news is we finally got the plow setup done on the new International we bought. That was a month-long project of in-house fun. We got it out today. No major issues at all. Strobe light issues, I don't consider that major. We also got one of the sanders that we had no info on. That is working, so that's exciting. It seems to do what it's supposed to. So we're gonna just keep hooking it up and looping the chain up, and we're gonna get it in the truck pretty soon. And that's actually really exciting. That was like a breath of fresh air when it all just started working. We're like, yes,
Yeah, that's great.
This is great. So yeah, we're just getting ready for winter. We're all excited for it.
The grader is going earlier than expected.
Yep.
It's gonna be back earlier than expected.
Yeah, by the beginning of December.
Which means it's gonna go on our current budget. Are we gonna be able to,
Yeah.
how's that looking?
Or will they bill for the next year's budget, do you think? 'Cause it'll be like December.
The thought process is to use the capital reserve if we have to.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be hard to roll that into next year if we get billed for it this year, right?
What is the cost?
Well, what I was wondering is
Around
if Cat would wait to bill
There's still gonna be
us.
time to that, if it's needed to put it into the budget.
is it? I don't know, but can we use if there's any budget left over this year towards it? If we can get a bill, we're not allowed to do that.
For that, no.
If there's any money left in
You can't encumber it.
the highway,
You can't number.
no. But you could take it then,
No, because if anything that's left over goes right into the general fund.
yes. But if there's any money left over in the highway department, he can take and write a check and give it to him
Yeah, before
before,
Yeah,
January 1st.
yes,
Hmm.
that would be an idea.
yes.
Oh, good thinking, Ed.
But
I
it's
like
like come out of this year's budget, so.
Yeah, because that would help out with the reserve. Not like pulling 50 grand out of
Right,
it.
exactly.
Well, if we can pay for it this year, it's gonna help out with next year's budget.
Right.
quite a bit.
Exactly.
We have a lot of stuff going on and a lot of stuff we wanna get.
Yeah, so it's we're hoping they actually told me when I was on the phone with them yesterday. They said it's not gonna cost as much, which I don't believe, but it's okay. They said they don't have a transmission, they were hoping to just pull the transmission out and put another
Yeah.
one in. And they said they can't do that because they don't have one. The grader's not old enough that this should have even happened. So they're gonna pull the transmission out and fully rebuild it,
Okay.
which is what I wanted in the first place. I didn't know they were actually doing a replace, reman, so that's really good. That's actually very good news. Yeah. I think that's all I got.
Nice. Building notification, map 15C lot 1099. Tucker Road.
It's half moon pond. It's doing a little cabin, using a porta potty that doesn't have any plumbing.
Porta potty, porta toilet option. It's not gonna be constructed within 250 feet of the shoreline, according to this.
No, it's across from the
It's across.
pond.
Yes.
Um, And they have the limits of liability waiver.
Yep.
On file. 22 by 13.5.
Make a motion to accept it.
Second.
Sorry. I have it again.
Okay, so you have some inside information.
Building notification, map 11 lot 499-2.
That's for Alan's trailer. Or,
Oh.
sorry, modular. Not a
Shenanigans before he put his trailer in. Okay, so that's Lime Road, not Lamb.
Oh, I know this guy.
Make a motion to accept.
Second.
Third. Building notification, map 12 lot 538.
So this one, I add a little note, they did do a septic design, and they had the septic approval, but then they amended it, they made some changes to the design and got it amended, and I haven't gotten that official amendment approval yet,
Okay.
but I have the original one, so I didn't know if you guys wanted to wait or just approve it, knowing that it's in process.
Is the proper location and E911 address the same as their owner's address?
Yes.
16 by 40. I wonder what the amendment was for. Any idea?
No,
It probably shifted. You know, when I had my septic system changed last year, the plan had it going in like this, and then when the installer came in, it says, well, it really needs to go like that. So it wasn't much different at all, but it required it getting approval again. Is this in yet? I mean, have they done anything out there?
I don't think so. That one, no.
And they didn't say what the amendment was for?
No. Something with a design change. Probably like what you
They
said.
could have been shifting the tank, you know, a better angle to get at the, raising it, so
They're probably
everything
right
flows
on
to the leach field. You have to have it gravity feed, or else you put a pump in, and that becomes more costly, so, you know, who knows what it is. But if it's an empty field, I don't see how it should be a big deal. I don't know if we should wait or just go ahead and approve it, probably not a big deal. My designer who came out and designed my system, I mean, that thing was approved, and that had to include an exception because there was one corner of the field that was within 75 feet of something that it should be 75 feet from. It got approved right away. And so did the amended one when they switched the tank around. So I think the DES was very cooperative with me because I wasn't putting in a new system, I was replacing a failed system. So they probably were happy I was doing that, especially with the proximity to a fourth order stream. My impression was it doesn't take long to get things approved because they went through right away. Either, you know, I don't know what it was, whether the designer had such a good reputation with the DES or had an insight of the DES, I don't know. But we've had a couple come through with us that, for some reason,
We just slow.
it takes time.
Make a motion to accept it.
Okay, I'll second.
Third.
So this one's really just an extension request.
These are good for a year?
Yeah, they're good for a year. So this one that we has, for map 12 lot 5, we did one last year, and it's up in November. So he filled out a new one rather than just asking for an extension, but what he really wanted was just an extension.
Okay. Oh, I know where this location is too.
Make a motion to accept.
Second.
Third. from our health officer. Select board members, this is in regards to the anonymous complaint I received via email on 9/9/25 in regards of 17 Snug Harbor Road, Grafton, New Hampshire. I've driven by the property and noted 12 plus vehicles, a box truck, a bus, tractors, etc. I did not see obvious public health issues. Since the complaint was anonymous, I am unable to follow up with the party that complained. If I had access to contact information, I would be able to provide resources as well for well water testing. And if there were issues with their well water being contaminated, I would be able to provide contacts for appropriate agency resources for them to follow up with it.
When you get a complaint without a name attached to it, I mean, is that different than getting a complaint with a name attached to it?
We can go
I mean,
talk to them.
in the past, we've gotten some unbelievable anonymous complaints that, you know, I don't wanna discard what this particular one says, but there's been some really crazy ones that have come through, so generally speaking, they get tossed. You know, if somebody has something to complain about, then they need to step forward. I believe in a case like this, and there's other cases around where they, because they fear retribution, retaliation, they like to be low-key about it, and I can understand that. And I know that location has vehicles. I mean, I've driven by Snug Harbor, I mean, they're not hard to see when you drive by. But once again, you know, one of the reasons you're not supposed to have so many unregistered vehicles is because the fluids, like the complaint says, leaking into the ground, contaminating the water. Funny thing about that, I had a case once where I had my well contaminated, and when I went to sue, I really couldn't, because I never had the water tested when it was good. So what are you comparing it with? How do we know it wasn't like that before? So that's gonna be an issue with this, I would think, if it carries on, but like, you know, it goes right back to the junkyard ordinance that we need to clean up and do something about, because that sounds like it's in violation of that. But as far as water being contaminated, that's really hard to prove.
Right. The address on that?
On the,
Would you know?
The board might also wanna, when they're doing the ordinance concerning junkyards, that there be, some kind of, I don't know, like,
Can we save
5 years
Can we
from
save this for
now.
public comment,
Mhm.
please? We're almost there. Okay. Action items seem to have stayed the same.
Yeah, we've been pretty busy with
Right.
budgets and stuff.
We'll go right into
Um,
6 budget. See.
So we do have some things to consider for the selectmen's budget. That is these things.
Okay. Our fire department has done an estimate for a automatic transfer switch for the generator. Automatic actuator for existing exhaust vent for generator. 4,200, which will make our generator at the fire station turn on automatically when the power goes out. Which will support the fire department and the town office.
so it's just a switch that they're looking for here. I know when Chief Go first took over, there was more of a talk of replacing that generator, but apparently when he investigated it further, he found out he had a really good generator there. And so having an automatic turn on would seem to make sense. I mean, if the power goes out in the middle of when nobody's around, we don't want everything freezing up, so I'm surprised it doesn't have an automatic on as it is, and it is a little pricey to do. It's coming to us because he wants us to pay for it?
It would go in the buildings,
Yeah, general
yeah.
buildings, government buildings, that is. Do we have money to do that this year?
I'd have to look, I can't remember right now.
We do.
We can look.
Yeah, if we can swing it this year, I'd rather do it now if we're gonna do it at all. I don't know if you're even in agreement with doing it, but
We already have the ambulance and the fire department,
Take it out of there.
have power on. It is our emergency
it is,
safe haven.
it's our, yeah, the fire and the ambulance, to me, the most important departments that we have in town. And also in the case of emergency, we need an emergency shelter too, so we have to make sure that it's operating.
It's our emergency command center and our
Yeah, it
hazard
is.
mitigation plan.
I know last year when we had that storm, Buddy was down there with the generator running for
Right.
everyone, let people fill batteries and stuff. So we're looking to see if we can actually swing this year.
Yeah, we can check that out and see where we stand.
Oh, this is Twin Bridges.
Yeah, so they just have a name change because, so Alan, who was our head guy,
The father.
right, the father, owns Twin Bridges. Aaron, his son, worked under him, and they're doing kind of a switcheroo because Alan's retiring. So Aaron's taking over and has his own business name.
Which is called Wildlife Technical Service, or
Yes.
Wilderness Technical Service.
Yeah. So, same people, different name.
Which comes up to, for next year, $7,448.
No, so you gotta add them, so,
Well,
what is that one?
7,448.00.
two zeros.
And then what's on the other, cause he does the police station, then he has the town clerk in the
That goes,
office.
a little 4,000.
And so we pick up the tab for everybody, police,
Yeah,
town clerk, just to make it simple.
Oh, there you are. $4,128.
So it's like $7 grand and then like $4 grand.
yeah, so it's 11,576,
Yes.
which is pretty much what we spent this year, you think,
Yeah.
wasn't that what that bill was?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's not raising his prices.
but as far as his, all our technical services, they're all pretty much in working condition.
Yeah, they're really responsive when we have an issue, and the rare time that we do have an issue, everything works so well that it's not very often that we have to call
And
them
we have a
out.
standard operating system, unlike what we used to have, which,
Yeah, we've got server, that gets backed up, they control, they take care of all of that. We've got firewalls, we're more secure than what we were, we've got updated computers that aren't gonna crash on us. And if they do, they're backed up so that
we
things are
lose
recoverable,
all
not
the
like
data.
what
Yeah.
Bonnie went through when her computer went down,
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
yeah.
So is this something we need to sign tonight? Or is this
No,
something
it's
that we
nothing
just
that
put
you
in the
need to
budget?
decide, that's so that we can consider